Thought of investing money in the stock market? Well, what's holding you back? Is it the fear of losing your hard-earned money? Don't have the time to babysit your investments? Or are you afraid of the unknown? Well, get ready. We have a proven system that's successfully running for the past 6 years, helping our clients make winning trades with our artificial intelligence-based software. Call now to get in on our free live daily trading sessions as seats are limited. Call 727-597-4377 or visit us at www.sleepandtrade.com.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk podcast.
Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Produk. We're now locked into the Life of Produk podcast. Today is a special day, man. Today's a very special day. This is actually episode 50, the Big 50. The show is a half a century old. We getting AARP numbers on deck. We are in the building. I got the homies from SleepAndTradeGlobal on the line with me, and I brought them here today specifically for episode 50 to try to put some money in your pocket and put you guys on in some free game. What's going on, fellas? Welcome to the show, man.
Hey,
So
pleasure to.
I got the homies Paul and Gijo. I don't know if we lost Danny or not, but I got the homies Paul and Gijo on the call right now. I wanted to ask you guys a few questions about everything that you guys got going on over at SleepAndTrade.com, because you guys are doing some big things and you guys are actually an official sponsor of the show. So I just want to say thank you from my mouth to y'all ears, man. I really appreciate you guys coming on board and rocking out with the podcast. How's everybody doing today?
So thank you. Yeah, we're doing great.
Yeah, no problem. Listen, I want to now. You guys are. This is pretty much a family business. What made you guys partner up? Because I know it's a little hard to work with family, but what struck the match?
Well, we come from different backgrounds, even though we're connected. We've known each other for many years.
Yeah.
Different backgrounds. Now, Paul, he's been in the stock market. He's been a stockbroker for more than 25 years.
Yeah.
And I myself, Gijo, I've been in the audiovisual field for almost 25 years.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I actually did Paul's wedding. I did
nice.
DJ for Paul's wedding. So,
nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, Paul, you got that hookup, right? You got that discount.
That's it.
Right.
Complimentary.
Right.
That's
complimentary.
That's what's up, man. So you're doing. So Gijo, you do all of the audio for the company. You guys got some really good audio.
Yeah. Because I have a production company as well. So it just bleeds right on over. And we try to make it happen. We're getting ready and set for big things actually to come. As far as conventions and conferences and of the alike. So it's easier for us to make it happen because we have everything. Everything is inclusive as far as media and audio production and everything else. Audio video production. So so that's there.
That's great, man. Now, Paul, you have a lot of experience in the stock market and trading. How did you get started in that world?
I got started in the world back in 1994.
Woo. You tell me your age, brother.
Yeah, I know. Back in 1994, I was working at the store called Today's Men. It's a men's suit company. It's not around anymore.
Yeah.
It's like a men's company, and the people that used to come and buy the suits were these young stockbrokers. So they used to come in to my the suit garment retail store, pulling in Ferraris, Beamers, all these high-end cars, and they would come in and buy, one or two suits, and I would kind of sell them, and they'll be walking out the door with maybe 6-7 suits, ties, furnishings, meaning like belts, shoes, all that stuff. So they were like, "Oh, Paul, man, we came here for 2 suits, and you convinced us to buy 5 or 6. You should come and work for us and sell stock over the phone." So I said, "What do you guys do?" And keep in mind, these guys were like under the age of 25, driving these high-end, $100,000, $200,000 vehicles. So they called my attention, and they will come to the men's store and drop, $2,000-$3,000 on suits like it's nothing. So that caught my attention, and they said, when you get an opportunity or when you get a chance, come and check out our firm, and we'll sponsor you to take your Series 7. And I was in college at the time. Yeah. I'm a finance major, so that's how it pretty much went down.
So that might have been your destiny the whole time.
I think so too.
Yeah, because you
Um,
were in the right place. You were already in school for the finance field, and you had to gift the gap. So I feel like all of
I
that played a
guess.
part.
I
That's
guess.
great, man. You know, I had a Zoom call with you guys recently, and I was very impressed with just everything the whole system that you guys have. It blew me out the water. You guys have a slogan that says "No more human emotions needed to make money." I want you to explain that to the listeners who are a little confused about that.
Okay, when we say no more human emotions needed to make money, we really mean what we say, because when you're trading in the stock market and you're trying to trade and generate money, it's a very stressful atmosphere.
Yes.
Because you work hard for your money and you don't want to lose it, you don't
Yeah.
want to dissipate what it took you years and years to make, or months to
Mm-hmm.
make. So a lot of us, what we see is that people start, they don't know when to get out of a position, or they see a stock, let's say in the morning, on Instagram or on
Yeah.
Facebook, that up. So
Mm-hmm.
they could be buying at the top and they don't know when to pull the trigger and get out of a position. And it's
Yeah.
like basically the fear of missing out, as they call it,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
fear of missing out. So they think if let's say a stock is at $2, they buy it at 2, they see it going to 3, then they see it going to 3.5, then they see it going to 4, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm gonna hold on to it. It probably go to 6 or 7. And
Yeah.
then they go take a bathroom break and come back, it stocks
Yeah.
at $2, and they
Yeah.
get pissed off.
Yeah. I'm glad
They
you
get
said that.
annoyed.
So glad you said that, because that term "pull the trigger" is real. I first got into flipping stock years ago in like 2016, 2017, or something like that, early that year. And I remember my first big flip was only a few months later. And what I did, instead of just jumping straight into it, I did a lot of research, which a lot of people kind of don't do. And the first big flip I made off of a couple $100 was 2,500. And I got greedy. I saw it go to one price. I said, no, no, no. And that was on Friday. Monday morning came and dropped down to 1,600 is what my
See?
profit was. So I pulled out at 1,600. I missed out, a good amount of money on, what was that, over $1,100 is what I missed out on. But I didn't even put half of that. But that's very important. And a lot of
That's the
people,
human emotion we're talking about. See,
exactly. You
we're
see,
all
yeah, there
emotional
you go.
traders.
My emotions when I saw $2,500 off the flip, I said, no, I'm gonna wait for 5,000. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Then
Your
get it.
emotions superseded your
Yes.
intelligence, and it happens to
Mm-hmm.
99% of people that
Yes,
are
it
in
does.
the stock market.
Yes, that's the whole term. The whole pump and dump term is what it comes to. You know what I mean? And so I want to ask you guys also, like, the whole money management system, because I was reading a lot of your stuff. You guys have a money management system which is built in to protect a person's hedge from a downside, and I think that comes in. It ties in to the whole human emotion. Can you explain that as well to everybody listening?
Okay, the way that we have an excellent money management system that's built in, where um, our software, as you know, is fully automated and automatic.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not doing anything. All you're doing is turning it on and
Mm-hmm.
turning it off. So let's say you turn it on and you're in a trade. You have a
Yeah.
couple of trades going on, and you have to go, since it's automatic, you got to go to a doctor's appointment, or you got to go drop your kids off to
Yeah.
school, or whatever the case is. Or you got to go pick them up. You pick them up, and by the time you come back, if the software takes 3 consecutive losing trades or
Yeah.
negative trades, it automatically goes into sleep mode. So
Wow.
that's the way we hedge a
Wow.
client's position and their downside. Because in the market, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep.
That's incredible. And I think that's incredible. So basically, if I'm losing money and I got this thing running while I'm busy, sleep, at work, or whatever, it pumps the brakes for me.
Absolutely. It has a
That
parachute on.
that
So
is
you're
dope.
safe landing.
That is, I like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be 30,000 feet in here losing bread.
That's it.
right.
You
That's
know what I'm
it.
saying? That's and I think also, a lot of people, they have this fear of. I think people not only have a fear of losing money, they have a fear of spending money. Nobody talks about that. A lot of people are afraid to take a risk.
Okay.
But everything in life is taking a risk. If you're going to work, you get on the subway, you just risk being mugged, stabbed, or even late, and MTA shutting down that day. You're risking catching COVID by holding your hand on the handrail in the subway.
Absolutely.
Everything is a
Yep.
risk. And to the people listening, scared money doesn't make money. Scared money
Absolutely.
makes no money. And have you guys ever ran into problems where people were afraid to just take that leap?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes, we have. We have. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. Most of the time, people just don't know. See, the lack of knowledge, causes people to lose out.
Mm-hmm.
And just to touch on our money management system, uh, I just want to say a couple things about that. For one, the fact of the matter is the software is built so that you reduce the risk.
Yes.
You see, so we have technology nowadays. We have AI. We have, if you look at some of the cars that are out there, the autonomous cars,
Yeah.
you know what? They they have technology in them that reduces risk.
Yes.
You see, that's the key element in it. The more technology, the more we advance in technology, the more risk we, reduce.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you for a fact, driving one of my I'm not going to say the name of the company, but I think everybody knows, one of the hottest electric vehicles out.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the fact of the matter is it's got so many different levels of
Yeah.
security.
Yes.
When you're driving on the highway, it actually detects what cars are coming, their
That's incredible.
trajectory, their speed, and it already knows, look, that car is not going to stop, so I better stop.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly how, when you correlate the
Mm-hmm.
software, our
Mm-hmm.
software, that's exactly what it does.
Yes.
It knows when to stop.
Yes.
And not only that, I'm gonna touch upon one more thing about it. You see, usually, I've been in the market, with forex and
Yeah.
different trading, platforms. And let me tell you, if I have $100 in,
Yeah.
and I take a trade that I lose,
Yeah.
but then try to recover, and I take a trade that I win,
Yeah.
right? Guess what? I'm still not at $100.
No, you're not.
I still lose out.
Yes.
And the way that our integrated money management system with the software is, look, you can take a loss, and
Mm-hmm.
you can take one loss, and you can take one win, and guess what? You're still above. You're
Exactly.
still above, still making money.
Mm-hmm.
You don't lose. And that's how we build up. That's how we've coded the system,
Yeah.
so that you can actually even have two losses and a
Yeah.
win, and you can still break even.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
I
the
think that's
beauty of it.
incredible. That's
Yeah,
incredible, man. You know what too? Also, to touch on the whole losses thing, it's one thing to lose money. It's another thing to lose time.
exactly.
And for me, I've made way more money in life than I've lost, but I've lost time I cannot get back because I understand the value of time. And for me, losing time, I might be 10 times madder at losing time than money. And I think a lot of people, especially younger people, they don't understand that concept. I feel like, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel like a person will never financially be where they want to be until they fully understand that.
Right,
They will
right.
not fully understand that. And this boils down to the fact that, like I said, people are afraid to take risks, and they don't want to jump off the mountain to really get that real money. They don't want to do that. They don't want to jump off the mountain. I've seen people work jobs and punch clocks for 10, 20 years when they could have went and got a certification or invested their money and made a bunch more than that in half the time they did that, hurting themselves at a physical job.
Yep.
And do you guys ever run into problems whenever you're trying to like talk to people and sell your software to them and pitch your company? Do you ever run into problems with people that just don't understand that concept?
Yeah, yeah, we do actually. Yeah, because you know what? We've been wired, like generations before us have been wired to go and work till the
Hmm.
day they die.
Yes.
And that's a reality of it. And
Yeah.
and
Very
even
reality.
Warren Buffett said, unless this is what he said, unless you are able to make money while you're asleep, you are going to work till you die.
Mhm.
That's his
Yes.
words.
Yes.
And so that's the concept that a lot of, especially younger generation, they don't have a direction of how does they see how their parents, have done it. And they see,
Hmm.
whoever, like you work hard, 9 to 5 or whatever, or graveyard shifts that they do. And and
Yeah.
they don't know another way,
They don't.
you know
They
and
don't.
so
This is
that's
kind of
what.
a luxury that we have, you know?
Right, right. And so it's our duty, almost as if, to tell people, hey, look, there's another way. you know, that that you can do it, then you can make a legacy that lasts. Apart from, you know, what our older folks or the older generation has instilled in us, you know, those
Yeah.
morals and values and all those things. Those are
Yeah.
great, and that's going to keep our legacy as far as that goes. But with financials, the world is changing.
It is.
And it's not how we used to do business back then. It's not how, you know, even now, if you think about it, you know, who really has cash in their pocket nowadays?
Yeah.
It's all debit or credit.
You're so
It's all
right.
electronic, you know.
I think as far as cash in my wallet right now, I got maybe a $10 bill,
Right.
and I'm shocked I got that. I don't carry cash anymore, man.
Right.
I
Yeah.
stopped. I stopped that a long time ago. Like right before the pandemic, everything was electronic for me. Everything was electronic for me. So when people don't want to, when if a person is really not fully convinced or they're just being cheap, because a lot of people are cheap. They have a cheap button and they keep that button mashed down. If they wanted you to show them like data on your service and your company, like how far back could you backtrack to really show them the numbers?
Go ahead, Paul.
We could backtrack as far as 5 years, 6 years, excuse me,
That's
6 years
great.
of raw data
Mm-hmm.
that shows exactly what the software has performed month by month.
Yeah, that's incredible. But by backtracking and raw data, could you give me like a pinpoint something like the most important aspect of that data? Like if I was right now a random guy off the street and you were trying to sell me a software, what would you show me that would say, boom, that's the win right there. Let's hit this home run.
Okay, so I would say that we have the software running from 2016 of June.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's almost 6 years now. We've had only in 6 years, that's what, 72 months, and we only had 7 months of negative months.
That's incredible.
And the rest was all in the green and positive trades. And keep in
Yes.
mind, this is fully automatic. You're not using your brain for this.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And I think that's great that the software takes the AI route and all the person has to do is just set it and walk away from it.
Absolutely. It's
because
new technology.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the way these algorithms are written, I feel like these algorithms, thank God these algorithms don't form into real moving robots, because I think we'd all be like dead by now. They're too smart. So with that being said, a person like me, like I told you, I lost 1,100 on that first big flip. Even though I made profit of 16, I lost 1,100. I could have made 2,500. Or what is that? 900. I'm sorry, I don't know. My math is off. But a person like me earlier on, coming on, could really be ahead of the game and ahead of his peers by utilizing the SleepAndTrade.com software.
Yes, absolutely. Because you keep in mind, you're not using your brain, you're not using your emotion, you're not thinking. The software is coded to enter a position when it sees it, and it's coded to exit a position when it's profitable. That's number one. And number two, our software is about 80 to 85% accurate.
Nice.
On an annual basis, and on a monthly basis, it's about 32 to 35% profit on every 30 days. Because day trading is judged on a 30-day cycle.
Nice. So you guys are really turning people into millionaires, basically, is what you're telling me.
We're helping people to consistently make money and obviously build an additional passive income in addition to what they got going on.
I like you, Paul, because you just hit me with the PR disclaimer statement just now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we could kind of do that, but let me not say it. I like how you worded that.
Yeah, because there's so many want to get rich overnight. Our motto and our claim to fame is consistency.
Okay.
Consistency, it's not a rat race, right? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So consistency wins the battle. And every month, people are making passive income, dividends on their money via our software, Sleep and Trade.
That's really dope, man. I appreciate companies like you that come in not just trying to take people money and get away with the repetitiveness of withdrawing us $250 from their account, but you guys charge one upfront fee, and you guys are really showing people this works. There was a lot going on, during the middle of the pandemic. I seen a lot of people. They were doing different forex groups. They were doing all these kind of different stock groups. But I'm gonna be honest. I know a lot of people out of all of the people I've seen doing it, if I could backtrack from then to right now, and this is excluding you guys, I mean the people that I have like personally known before you guys doing it, I can only literally say about 2 of them, maybe 2 of them, really did good, and they're still in it right now. Everyone else I seen was unhappy. They dropped out of it, and they just kind of walked away with nothing.
Absolutely.
Which maybe I know the wrong people, and I'm not targeting anybody that was in that, but from what I seen, it didn't really turn out great.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah, you know, the SEC actually has, if you go on their website, they'll tell you they're saying that 80% of day traders fail. You know, there's other websites, if you look it up, if you just Google it, how many percent of day traders fail?
Yes.
Some of them even, it shows up numbers like 95% of day traders fail.
Wow.
See, people fail to realize that that's how much you're risking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you don't see, this is how I always say it, and I actually have a story of my own. You know, with forex, actually with my wife,
Mm-hmm.
when she started trading forex, and you know, she didn't know what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have the education. She didn't have the know-it-all to do it. And you know what? She put in $100, and guess what? And this is about 4 years ago. And I had put in $100 in her account, and I said, okay, go ahead and you check it out, see how it is. Guess what? She made close to $10,000. No
Wow.
loss. All right.
Wow. Off $100.
She had a high risk to ratio. She put it in, and we were actually we were going over driving to a nice little vacation spot, and while we were going there, within 2 hours, she made about $10,000.
That's amazing.
Now,
man.
guess what? But here's the thing. By the time we got back for the weekend, she lost it all, even the $100.
Wow.
You see?
Man.
Because she did not know what she was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and not only that, now she got a little greedy too. So you know
That's the human emotion. That's the emotion.
human emotion. Yeah. So this is the way I say it. This is why we say, you know, if you're not educated to trade and you're trading,
Mm-hmm.
it's no longer called day trading or trading. It's called gambling.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of us do. And you know what? The fact
Mm-hmm.
of the matter is, people continue to do that, even though they've lost. They'll
Mm-hmm.
still put money in, and they'll still try to take it. That's not human emotion. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's a human emotion. That's in, you know, in that, what it happens is it equates to stress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you touched on one thing like time. You know, time with people, and or time for yourself to do whatever you want to do, and you know, the value that you have in time. Now, imagine this: a lot of people nowadays are falling off
Mm-hmm.
due to stress.
Yes.
You know, I have young people that my friends that, you know, like they're having heart attacks much quicker, all this stuff.
God.
You know what? There's a lot of stress, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially with something like this, when people are coming in, when you get in a stock, you get into a market, and they come and take money from your bank account, your hard-earned money. Now, let me tell you, that is stressful.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It
your
is.
hard-earned money, and it's stressful when people,
Yeah.
when you know, you just get money taken out. So because there's no risk. I mean, there's no real control on the risk.
You're right.
Right?
You're right.
So
Hold that
that's
thought
what
for
it
1
is.
second, guys. We got to take a break. We got to pay these bills. Shouts out to Inca, our one of our official sponsors and the distributor of the show. We will be right back with the Life of Product podcast, episode 50, with the homies from SleepAndTrade.com. Yeah. What up, man? It's the boy Product. We are now back with the Life of Product podcast. This is episode 50. I got the big homies from SleepAndTrade.com on the show. Thank you, guys. Danny, we lost you, I think, at the beginning of the first half. Welcome back, man.
Thank you.
No problem, man. I was not finishing this show without you, brother. I was like, that is not happening. We had some technical difficulty, but we rocking now. But there's a lot of questions. Well, not a lot, but a few more I want to ask you guys. You guys have been doing really great, giving really good information for the people that are listening. You know, I see people, they do like trading, like daily trading sessions, but you guys do yours for free. What as opposed to everybody else, what made you guys decide to do daily trading sessions at no charge?
Yeah, well, that was one of the main things that we wanted to do when we started this group, is that, you know, we don't want to take advantage of people at all.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, they make money off of their monthly subscriptions.
Absolutely.
You know, and they hide behind whatever happens. We give you the facts and the figures. We tell you as is, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, there is nothing that we don't know what the stock market is going to do the next hour, the next day, the next week.
Yeah.
Go projecting forward. We don't know nobody knows. Okay.
Yes.
But what we stick behind is facts and figures from June of 2016 all the way till now.
Yes.
And our motto is patience pays, and we stay consistent. We follow our guidelines. We don't call them rules because once you purchase the software, it's yours.
Yes.
We follow the rules and regulations or the guidelines that we have. We don't call them rules, right? And just we stick with that, and we have consistency because of the taking out the human elements out of the way.
I think the consistency is one of the main things that separates sleepandtrade.com from everybody else. Because I've seen a lot of janky companies and groups of people try to offer similar but not as great services, and it seemed like they just wanted to get that monthly charge from people.
Right.
And for me, I like the passion that you guys have, and I appreciate when people such as yourself try to help people make money off of it, but it's not all about just making money and getting something from the person and just moving along to the next quote unquote sucker, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say thank you to guys. Thank you to you guys for offering this to people that really need it. There are a lot of people that really need it. And from the Zoom that I had with you guys said your software was pandemic proof. I know it's pandemic proof, but can you tell the people exactly why it is pandemic proof?
Paul, go ahead.
Okay, the main reason why it's pandemic proof is because you're not actually relying on a broker. You're not going outside to meet with a brokerage firm. You're not going anywhere to execute a trade.
Yes.
Pandemic proof meaning we can set it up via online.
Yes.
Virtually, we could set it onto your laptop or computer device, and you
Yeah.
could get everything installed within about 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And once that's done, you load up the funds in your trading account, and you're on your way.
Yeah.
So it could be pandemics, and it could be any kind of dilemmas that's going on or we're facing. But our software, you could run it from anywhere in the world.
Yes.
So we literally have airplane pilots that are flying, in the sky internationally, and their software is running and generating a substantial amount of money for them passively.
That's incredible. So, and a lot of people don't understand when you guys say, like, how important it is when you guys say it could be ran anywhere in the world, because a lot of people don't know. You go to certain countries, certain softwares, websites, social media apps, you can't pull those up in certain countries.
Okay. To answer that, our software and a brokerage firm is called Ninja Traders.
Yes.
Okay. Ninja Trader does business. It's a global brokerage outfit. And if you look it up, it's one of the top 10 brokerage platforms, especially for the kind of automation trading that we do. It has gotten awards. Okay, recently they just got an award for the S&P 500 features for one of the top platforms for trading that. And so to answer your question, our software and this platform is what gives us the leverage to use it anywhere in the globe.
Yeah. Yes. I think that's incredible, man. And like you said, it's pandemic proof. We live in a time now. I can't even. It's risky for me to come to your office and just shake your hand.
Exactly. You don't have to. You don't have to go to a brokerage firm. You don't have to meet with a representative. You don't have to do all this paperwork. Everything we come to you on Zoom, and we can set it up for you, and you could be on your way to building a nice passive income on a monthly basis during the pandemic, and not setting yourself up to any kind of exposure to the virus.
Let me ask you a question, Paul, because you were a Wall Street guy. You were in this industry for over 20 years, right?
Yes.
In your own words, how different is it now as opposed to back in the day when everybody was in that one big room in Wall Street waiting for the clock to tick and things like that? Like, how intense was that?
I would say it was more intense those days back in the 90s, because those days there was no Google, there was no Yahoo Finance. So I would literally have clients call me up. I would buy them, let's say, a security, a stock. And then they would say, okay, Paul, let's do the trade. How much is it going to cost me? I would say it costs you $6,000, $10,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Literally, they would call me back 15, 20 minutes later back in my office, and they would say, Paul, what was the name of that company we bought again? And then they would ask, what is it trading at? Because they didn't have the resources. The only way they could see or track a security or a commodity or a stock that they bought is by looking at the paper or the newspaper the next morning.
Yes.
So they could not get real-time quotes. They had no way of tracking it. The only way they could track it is by calling the broker, or the next morning they would have to get the Wall Street Journal and look it up, put on their glasses and look it up because it was so minimized. But today the game has changed.
As a consumer, would you say it's safer to trade nowadays as opposed
Absolutely. Because you're not relying on anything. The consumer is a lot more educated, and the consumer is a lot more aware of what's going on in the industry.
I think that's great, man. I had a random talk one time with a dude, and I don't even know the dude name. And I think I was in a city one day, and I was at like this event, and he was telling me, he was an older dude, telling me about how he used to do like Wall Street stuff and stocks. And this wasn't like too long ago, before I left out and moved out of town. And he was basically saying you had to be a warrior back in those days to be a stock trader. It was intense and it was very competitive. Did you see like a different level of competitiveness then as opposed to now?
Oh, absolutely. Because I believe those days, in that era, it was a different era because most people did not understand what stocks are, what financial investments are. Because today, everyone is born with a smartphone, and you see these teenagers opening up Robinhood accounts, and Bitcoin is like coming out of their mouth, Because those days, 30 years ago or 25 years ago, people were not, the consumer was not that educated. So when you have a bunch of, when I used to work in a brokerage firm, we had about 250 to 300 registered brokers, okay, in a boardroom. So everyone is hustling and everyone is trying to talk and get that client because someone else is trying to get him too. You know what I mean? Whereas today, the awareness is out there and the consumer is educated, so they know that the stock market can make them good money, generate a passive income, and build a sizable net worth for their future.
Yes. I love how you worded that, a sizable network for the future. And ultimately that's what it's all about, man. A lot of us that really see this for what it is, a lot of us that took the right matrix pill, we have this fear of growing old and having to live off of Social Security and just 401k. That's not what a lot of us want. A lot of us want more. So a software like Sleep and Trade pretty much came at the right time. And so Danny, I know you're the CEO, right? Did you feel any pressure in the beginning of when you with this whole Sleep and Trade when it started up? Would you feel like discouraged at any point?
No, not at all, because I was seeing the results. Like we said, um, this software is great for someone who has zero experience, or someone who's an experienced day trader, a professional day trader. And for me, like Paul, he came from the financial world, and as you know, I come from the airline industry. That's what I love, and that's what I've been in. But for me to see this and to believe in this and go forward, it was awesome, because our team who developed the software have done the work for us. They did the hard work, the 3-4 years of legs and doing all that work. So our software comes pre set for everything. All you're doing is just setting it, forgetting it, turning it on, going about your day, and doing what you need to do. Doing your work, or doing your other business, whatever it is, you can do what you have to do. All you're doing is turning it on, and there was zero pressure on my part as far as getting involved and having the exclusive rights for the software right now.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. You guys have a slogan, and when you guys first told me, I was like, I really want to hear it, like them explain this. It's so easy a third grader can use it, but this is actually true.
So true.
Yeah,
so
it's true, man. But just with the automation of it and the way it runs by itself, it can run in the background. It can run while everyone is asleep. And I really want everyone that's listening to really take this in consideration and go to sleepandtrade.com and look at it and look at the possibility of changing their life. Now, how much time will this software save a person? Say if a person is just stepping into the world of trading, they don't know anything, they know nothing. How much time will it save them? And most importantly, how much money will it save them from losing?
Well, time is so valuable, and you calculate time with money,
Yes.
and
Yes.
all that. So what our software does, it literally, we say about 3 to 5 minutes. It literally doesn't even take that long.
Wow.
All you're doing is enable. That's what that's the terminology. You turn it on,
Yes.
you let it go, and
Yes.
and then in the end of the day, obviously, if you have money in the stock market or whatever, you want to find out how your money did. You look
Mhm.
at it, you look at your software, make sure everything is set for the next day, and that's it. And you go about your business.
That's incredible.
That's all it is. Setting
That's
it.
incredible. I think that's incredible, man. Like, so I know it's an automation software, but some people are weird. Like for the people out there that don't understand the concept of push the button and walk away, there's a lot of people that don't understand that concept. So for the people listening that don't understand the concept of push the button and walk away, that want to basically quote unquote and take it off of autopilot, and they want to set it to manual, would you suggest them to do that or to not do that?
See, when it comes to that software, they own it. They could do
Yeah.
whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
Okay. But what we've seen and what we have experienced in the past, we come from facts and figures. We're not
Yes.
just making a guess out there just like that.
Yeah.
We come from facts and figures, and we've seen it. We've seen it day in and day out where people try to overmanage everything and
Yes.
overstress on things that they don't need to, because
Mhm.
it's already preset from them. You're ready to go on day one.
Yes.
Um, the software is set for you,
Mhm.
even though even if you don't have any kind of experience. Obviously, we want you to stay in sim mode, in risk mode, and um,
Mhm.
what do you call it? Practice with your software, basically.
Yes.
And then you're ready to go live whenever you are. Listen, the software is yours for a lifetime.
Nice.
You have the access to the software for the lifetime. Patient
Mhm.
pays. There is nothing. We're not a get rich quick scheme. None of those things.
Yeah.
Patience pays, and consistency
Yes.
is what makes it great for our software.
Can you say that one more time for the people to let them know it's theirs for life? There's no updates they have to pay for. None of that.
None of those things.
That's
None of
great.
those things. Once you purchase the software, that
Hmm.
software is yours for a lifetime. Any
Hmm.
kind of updates and all those things are done by us.
Yeah.
The obviously the brokerage firm is
Hmm.
Ninja, one of the most um, uh, popular software platforms that any day trader uses, and they come with 24/7 support of their
Hmm.
own as far as the brokerage part is concerned. And do your due diligence. Do your
Yes.
due diligence. Look at Ninja, Ninja Trader, and
Yeah.
find out the reviews and find out what awards they have
Yeah.
won.
Now, is
Set
it
it,
is it
forget
smarter
it.
for a person to learn how once they buy the software from Sleep and Trade, right? Is it smarter for a person to learn how to trade or learn the software?
Uh, Again, we don't teach people how to trade.
Yes.
We just show them how to manage the software, and
Yes.
managing it is just a few clicks, and that's all it is.
That's
Because
incredible.
everything comes preset. You have complete customer service support from us
Hmm.
if they have
That's
any
incredible.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Gigi, I want to ask you a question. I know you said you do music production and things like that, right?
Mhm.
And you not only are you part owner, a part of the company, you use it. You ever had an event like you had to work in the studio or DJ an event? You get out of there 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you open your software and you're getting that bag. That
Exactly. Yeah.
that's
I mean,
great.
see
So, so
that's
that's
exactly
great.
what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And and then a lot. And I want something that I wanted to add in there is that adding to what Danny was saying. See, a lot of times people think when they think about software and when they're thinking about this, they're thinking about bots that's going to send them signals so that they
Hmm.
can know when to get in and they can go and trade and get out.
Yeah.
The difference is, for example, I have a cousin who's a master trader. He's out in Hong Kong.
Hmm.
All right, he's been doing this also for about 20 plus years of trading,
Yeah.
and he manages many people's portfolios and everything. And the thing is, he knows what he's doing. But here's the thing, right? I can't have access to him.
Yeah.
I'm here. I have my own software. I mean, rather, I have my own trading account and everything. I cannot call him every 10 minutes and say, "Hey, look, can you look at it and can you can you tell me what to do or can you do?" I can't do that.
Yeah.
But guess what? I have a master trader like him sitting instead of me in the seat taking trades.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's the software.
Yeah.
And so it's taking the trades for me. It doesn't even call me and say, "Hey, look, hey, should I go ahead and take this?" No,
Yeah.
nothing.
No
It
human
does it for
emotion.
right. It does it for you, and it does it for me, and it's and like the numbers don't lie. It's
Yeah.
80 to 85% accurate on the trades that it takes.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't have a stress. I don't have a worry. You know what I mean? And look, we're not always gonna have positive days. That's
Yeah.
that's the reality. If anybody
Yes.
tells you, look, we have something or some system that's gonna be 100% safe, y'all better run away.
You're
But
right.
that's not how it works.
No,
You know,
that
and
sounds more like a scam to me, honestly.
that exactly.
That's
And
what
so,
it sounds like to me. And I come from the hood. I've been in the hood. I worked in corporate America. I smell the scammers a block away. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And I'm actually seeing a lot of that right now. I don't know if, especially on social media. It's in I think we're now at the height of it due to the pandemic. I don't know if you guys see it, but I get DMs every day from random bot pages. People pages have been hacked with cash app stuff, crypto stuff. Has that hurt your business in any kind of way?
Yeah, to a certain extent, and not that it
Yeah.
has hurt our business, but it's not as easy for us to
Yeah.
to show people, because when they see, for example, they see 80% accuracy, they
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have gone after all those promises, and the next thing you know, they say, well, 80%. I mean, we're all little, we it's sus sometimes.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, we have data, raw data,
Mm-hmm.
from June of 2016,
Yes.
and we show that. And then when we have our daily sessions, we
Mm-hmm.
keep track of each and every one of those things. So you can go back and you can look at it, you can see it. We have nothing
Yeah.
to hide, and that's what we have to. There are some challenges, but at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, you know what I mean. When we show the facts and we show the figures,
Yeah.
and if the initial part, the person who is trying to look at the software and they see the value and they see the worth, they go ahead and just it's a no brainer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no nothing to hide actually at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, we have those live sessions.
Yes.
People get into those live sessions. It's very transparent. You can actually talk to the developers of the software
Mm-hmm.
and talk to other people that have either purchased the software or using the software, or people that are interested.
Yeah.
And so when they get on, we have allowed them to speak to there's a little chat box, and you could actually chat with the developer of the software, or you can even talk to the other people that are
Yeah.
in the group. And so that's the beauty of it. There's nothing to hide.
Yes.
So that's how we have it this way. We sleep well at night. You know what I mean? We the people that are purchasing the software, they sleep well at night,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that they have a proven system and it's not some scam, from some out there
Yeah.
that's going to be, like taking their money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's great. You have you guys seen all of the stuff going on basically between the government and companies like XRP, all of these rules they're trying to implement with crypto? Has that even hurt sleep and trade somewhat, or has it helped sleep and trade?
Help
Because
it more than anything.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great because I've seen a lot of people complain about it. I was trading XRP crazy before the government put that hold on it, and I got an issue with the government. Everybody's different. I don't like paying money to people I've never seen before. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Right.
I'm being bullied. I feel like I'm being bullied. So with that being said, I feel like crypto was a game changer and a lifesaver for a lot of families. And I feel like the government doesn't like that. The government doesn't like losing. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, and a lot of people having money tied up in crypto and it kind of hurt them, what words of encouragement can you give them to step over the sleeping tree to fill that void?
Let me answer that. In order, the way they could feel more confident with sleep and trade, first of all, you have to understand crypto. The main reason why the government is not so gung ho on crypto is it's really not regulated. Number one. Number two, they understand that they cannot regulate it anymore because it's become a global phenomena that has become larger than any government, any country, anywhere it is. So this has become like almost like a world. It's heading, or it's gearing up to be a world currency, for lack of a better word.
No,
so because of that, and they can't track it now. So those are the factors why the government is shunning it, or they're not encouraging it as you see regular stocks. So in our area, what we trade is the S&P 500. We also, our software is capable to trade crypto, just to let you guys know. Okay, but the reason why our software is fabulous and our index that we trade is awesome is because it has been proven, and the index that we trade is the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 for the last 30 years has been showing about 10 to 15% on your money. That's great. Not only our software is proven, but the index that we trade, which is the S&P 500 index, has been proven, and it is branded, and it is basically the economy of the United States.
That's great. That's incredible, man. And back to what you were saying, it's crypto is kind of becoming a world currency. Okay, right now, if you convert, if you go to Europe, you're going to lose X amount of money on the dollar, or you're going to whatever. If we go right now to somewhere in Asia, our money is going to be worth more. If we go to Dominican Republic, $1 is $32.
Yeah, you're a millionaire if you go to Dominican Republic.
Exactly. So, like you said, it's becoming a world currency now. You're gonna have countries that are kind of worth nothing up. It's leveling out the playing field.
Absolutely.
If that makes any sense. But that's if a lot of these companies don't allow the government to get their foot in it, because I feel like if the government puts their foot in it, they're gonna implement some type of currency leveler for crypto, which would be kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But if you go right now and you want to go to Dominican Republic or somewhere like that, and you need to pay in Ethereum, it's going to be the same price as it is here.
Right. It's a common denominator.
Yes, absolutely. But I think that's a good thing, man, because you go to certain countries and people are doing really bad. They're doing this right here is going to get people out of that slump. Me, I'm more of a people person than a government person. That's me. Right. I believe everybody, no matter where you're from, what part of the world, I believe we all need to live good, feed our families and stuff like that. So I appreciate cryptocurrency being pushed to the forefront where it is now. I appreciate Forex being pushed to the forefront, stocks in general as a whole, because a lot of people needed this to get their families, or to create. A lot of people are creating legacies pretty much off of this stuff. And people like you guys, SleepAndTrade.com, who are giving them the platform, and you guys are giving them the cheat code. You know
basically,
what I'm saying?
Right.
But remember back in the day, I don't know if you guys played Nintendo back in the day, and you had like Contra, it was like ABBA. I don't know how I still remember that, but things like that. You guys are giving them the cheat code, man. I want to give you guys a congratulations now on at 2:48 in the afternoon.
Thank you.
No problem.
And let me add to that. Product, excuse me. When a consumer buys our software, it's literally like jumping out of a basement window. You can't get hurt. It's ground level, it's proven, it's substantial, and people are building a nice net worth, and they're adding on to their passive income, especially the retirement community, because they're on a fixed income. So in addition to their fixed income, they could generate a good 25-30% premium on a monthly basis. That that speaks for itself.
Look at all of the people that are takers and are risk takers. Look at the risk takers that are risking their freedom to come up in life. Look at the people that got caught doing PPP loans, drug dealers, thieves, and things like that. With companies like SleepAndTrade.com and just this type of lifestyle in general of stock and Forex. To the people listening, because I have listeners from all walks of life, you don't have to do that anymore.
Absolutely not.
You can literally wake up tomorrow morning and say, time to change. I'm done. Let me log on to this. I want to tell y'all a crazy story, right? And this is for my listeners too, because I really want people to rock with SleepAndTrade.com. I got a really good friend of mine that is very wealthy. He lives in a building in Manhattan, right around the corner from the world, from not the World Trade Center. I'm sorry, right around the corner from the Grand Central. He paid $1.4 million back in the early 2000s for that whole floor. That they don't even sell those apartments anymore. Now everything is like 20, 30,000 a month. So he was in prison with a very famous person who was also in prison, who owned a very famous building. So the guy was basically his OG. So he asked my friend before he got out of jail, what do you plan on doing when you get out? So my really good friend told him he planned on robbing some guys who was bragging about how they stashed money. This is a true story.
Wow.
He was gonna rob these guys. So he told the guy, he said, look, if I put a diamond on the ground right now, what would you do? Would you look at it, pick it up, or walk away? He said, I would pick it up. He said, well, take my script writing class. I just put the diamond on the ground for you. Don't you know he took his script writing class, ended up writing a movie while in jail. It was picked up by a very famous actress who was friends with the OG guy that was in jail. He came home to millions of dollars 6 months later.
Wow.
So to everybody listening, they're putting a diamond on the ground for you right now. It's 2022. You invest in sleepandtrade.com right now. In 10 years, your whole life, everything you struggle with could be a thing of the past. Everything. So I really want people that are listening. A few people have actually hit me up about you guys, and I know they're gonna listen to the show. So I really want you guys to take heed to what they're saying, take heed to what I'm saying, and just rock out with it. I want to ask you guys one more question. Like, it's called sleep and trade, meaning you can go to sleep and trade. So most hustlers are up at night. So if John Doe is up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and they run into any issue, which they shouldn't because they're not supposed to touch it, but people don't listen. If they run into an issue and they want to reach out, can they reach out to you guys at the wee hours of the morning?
Definitely.
That's great.
Yep.
That is great.
Anytime, and we'll get back to them, within a reasonable amount of time. I'm not going to say next minute, because if we're, but yeah, definitely anytime we're here, that's our job. Take care.
And we have to do that product because we have clients all over the globe.
Yes.
So it could be sleeping time in the US and it could be, working time in in France.
Yes.
We have clients in France, in Paris.
Because they're 8 hours ahead of us, I believe, over there, or something like that.
Absolutely. Right. So we have to be available. So like the old saying goes, money never sleeps.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Man, I appreciate you guys coming on to the show. I appreciate you guys being one of the official sponsors of the show. This is sleepandtrade.com. I have Paul, Gijo, and Danny on the line with me. Is there anything else you guys want to say to the listeners before we end today's show?
Paul?
Only thing I have to say is if you guys are stagnant in your portfolios, you guys are frustrated with trading and it's not working out, your wife is mad at you, your dog doesn't bark at you, contact Sleep and Trade. Come into one of our live free trading sessions and you make a decision.
Absolutely. Thank you guys, fellas. This was episode 50 of the Life of Product podcast, the Big 5-0, baby. We rocked out. I'm out of here. Yeah.
You are now listening to the Life of Product podcast.